Is this video for sailing and entertainment purposes only? You're dang skippy it is.
Who's your favorite reaction channel? Somebody asked. Karina.
Yeah, Frank. That was a lie.
Isn't this a surprise?
What advice would you give Amber's future girlfriend? Simple. Just don't go there. Bland chili confirmed.
Tea.
Nurse, clear my schedule.
With Karina Kaboom. What's wrong with Karina Kaboom? She's a nice lady.
My husband!
You doing out here?
Hello everybody. In today's video, we are taking a look at why is Amberlynn missing off of YouTube, but posting all weekend long on Instagram and on TikTok, answering all the comments on TikTok, but ignoring her YouTube audience. Rinse, lather, delulu, Kermit, repeat. Also, is Amberlynn's ex, Beck, going to reveal the truth any minute now about our favorite girl, Amberlynn Reed? I feel like a girl of 2023 again, just a few seconds ago. All right, so we're also talking about the difference between how Foodie Beauty behaves towards reaction channels and Amberlynn, or my name isn't Bob, Wilbur, Kermit, Kaboom. None of those are my names, if you could not tell already from this ridiculous intro. As always, all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be taken seriously. I'm only sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information made public by public figures. I would urge you to please do not go to these people's channels and leave the mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. All right, so Amberlynn has completely abandoned her set schedule on YouTube. She has done this for years. I told you that she would do it just a few videos ago. I said she's going to, not follow through on her schedule, and now she's abandoned it. She's quit.
Nurse, clear my schedule.
She's going to come back, start doing the schedule again, which was said by her, posting every other day. And then she's going to leave and come back and leave and come back. Rinse, lather, delulu, Kermit, repeat. Okay, before we go any further, I would just like to point this out. I actually don't care how many times Amberlynn posts in a week. And I actually think since this is considered self-employment, she can actually post once a month if she chooses. She can post once a week. She can make schedules. She can remove schedules. She doesn't actually have to do anything she doesn't want to. This is self-employment. She's an independent contractor, okay? That's not what this situation is about. I just wanted to be clear when I say that Amberlynn is missing off of YouTube and refusing to adhere to her own schedule yet again. She's been doing this for years. I don't mind that she's doing that. I actually don't think there's anything wrong with a person making a personalized decision not to work as much as they decided or not to work as much as they should, because it is self-employment.
My husband!
What I find issue with is that she continuously tells her audience one thing and does the other. It's the disingenuousness, if that's a real word. It's the disingenuous act of misleading your audience over and over and over again. What do I mean by this? Okay, look, if you set a schedule and you're not going to follow it, maybe you've fallen ill. By the way, I don't know if she has or not. If she does, feel better, sweetheart. But I think that she just doesn't want to work. What is my point? This entire week, the whole time that she has been missing off of YouTube, she's been posting on Instagram every single day, multiple times a day. And she's been posting TikToks and responding to her TikTok comments. She's posted a collage on TikTok of photos of, yes, is that you, Amberlynn? Beautiful photos. That's you, right? Okay. So Amberlynn has posted wonderful TikTok of her photos, because how dare anyone accuse her of being narcissistic? What are you talking about? All right. So it's just a montage of pictures of herself, which clearly shows that she's very, very busy. Look, here's my point. Since she's been posting every single day on Instagram and answering comments, which we're about to get to, and posting all over TikTok, to me, this says that she had the time to work and chose not to. Why do you think, and I want you to leave it in the comments and Kermits and dislikes down below, Amberlynn is choosing to answer comments on TikTok where she's not monetized, post on Instagram the entirety of the time that she's been away from YouTube? It's now going to be 5 days. By the way, as soon as I post this video, watch Amberlynn post her video, because she does everything to spite reaction channels. Once I say she's missing, she's going to post the video. She's only missing on YouTube. That's what I mean. Okay, why is she interacting on social media but refuses to interact on YouTube? There's one simple reason for it. Actually, two. Here are my thoughts and my opinions, not facts. I believe that Amberlynn Reed wants to get an audience that supports and loves her. Good luck. feel like she is catering to her TikTok audience. Look at all of these comments that she has hearted. Iconic as always. Anne Boleyn hearted that, right? Okay, here we go. Does the queen respond? Anne Boleyn hearts that. Let's see what else we have. We have, I love this era girl. I'm here for it. Anne Boleyn hearted that. Here's an actual response. Okay, period. I'm going to start making CapCut edits of myself, honestly. Do it. Okay. So basically, Anne Boleyn posted a TikTok when she's refusing to work on YouTube, and she's posting Instagram posts every single day as she refuses to work on YouTube. And she is responding to comments on TikTok, but refusing to respond to any comments on YouTube, right? Responding to comments on TikTok, not on YouTube. Okay. Technically, it makes no sense if you think about it. She's not monetized on TikTok. She's not making a living. Her main source of income, her only source of income is YouTube. Why won't you respond to comments on YouTube, but respond to comments on TikTok? TikTok, you're not making any money. YouTube, you do make money. And here's my opinion as to why. People know exactly who she is on YouTube. They have seen all of her terrible bad behavior on YouTube. They've already made up their mind. It's over. She's not going to sway anyone. She's never going to convince all the people all the time. The people that support her and think she's done nothing wrong after her continuous mistreatment of every single ex.
Thanks for nothing.
After so many people have come out and exposed her, they don't even care that she trashes them in the videos. Those people are just on her side permanently. Rinse, lather, delusion, Kermit, whatever. Okay. The reason that, in my opinion, that she is responding to comments on TikTok is because she needs a new audience that likes her and doesn't know what she's done. What do I mean by that? We've talked about this here briefly before. On TikTok, she's very, very liked because the TikTok audience that is not from YouTube have discovered her from somebody else posting a viral TikTok of her saying that she asked for a veggie sandwich and an apple and got like sandwiches and chips, right? So they just think that she's a quirky girl lying about what she eats. They don't know what she does to people on a daily basis, what she does to reaction channels, and what she does to the people in her private life. So they just know her as a quirky girl on TikTok, right? That maybe lied about the food, and they love it. It's entertaining. She's responding to them, in my opinion, on TikTok because she wants to get a new audience that loves her. She knows it's doomed on YouTube. On YouTube, she makes her money, whatever, but the people there are not in agreement with her mistreating people, and that's a nice word I'm using. More so than that, continuously ignoring your YouTube audience is very on brand for her because she doesn't like YouTube. If somebody could right now offer her another social media job where she could make just as much on YouTube, she would immediately leave. She lies and says she loves YouTube, but it's palpable how much you dislike it and you cannot stand your audience on YouTube. What is the reason that you are responding to people on TikTok and not on YouTube? On TikTok, you're trying to build a new audience that loves you for being the quirky girl. On YouTube, it's too late. She already knows, okay? Now, as far as her posting on social media, on Instagram every single day over and over again and posting TikToks and refusing to work on YouTube is simple. She doesn't want to work. That's my opinion. She's an incredibly conscientious worker, very hardworking. She don't want to work. It takes a second to post a TikTok. It takes a second to heart a comment, whatever. It takes a second to post on Instagram. On YouTube, you have to, she's hiding everything. She's hiding who she is emotionally, right? She's pretending she's playing a character.
That's not lying. That's changing my mind.
Her ex-wifey, they have a video, right? Amberlynn posted a video with wifey where wifey's in the background saying that Amberlynn is playing a character. She's not who she pretends to be on YouTube. The real her is in her live streams. That's why she doesn't go live so much. So it's a lot of work to be, okay, first of all, YouTube is a lot of work. It's not a hard job, but it is work. You have to edit your videos. Amberlynn edits in the bathroom, so she should be fine, Ask her how she's doing. But also, Amberlynn is pretending to be another person on YouTube, so she's constantly putting on a fake persona. And her girlfriend, her ex-girlfriend confirmed that, and Amberlynn said, yeah, I'm playing a character. Okay, so it's very difficult to post content when you don't have any, okay? Basically, other than her weigh-ins, what is her content? Trashing Beck and obsessing over ex-wifey, rinse, lather, delulu. My point here is this. She is missing off of YouTube because it takes work to put out work. It takes 5 seconds to be on Instagram. It's amazing to me that she won't even pretend at this point that she's busy. Good for you, Amber, for finally being honest. Or something happened. You know that nothing happened to her because she's constantly on Instagram and on TikTok hearting comments and posting photos of herself, right? She just doesn't want to work. It's totally fine if you don't want to work. Going back to the beginning of this video, I'm cool with it. It's self-employment. Do whatever you want. Maybe let your audience know that you've demolished your own schedule. You keep letting people down. When people ask you, where's your video? It's not there because, in my opinion, she just doesn't want to work. You know that if she was super, super, super busy, she wouldn't be hearting comments, writing on TikTok, making TikToks, making Instagram posts. She would not be doing it. So Amberlynn will come back to YouTube probably today, but it just shows how much you dislike working. It's about the effort that you're not putting in. Rinse, lather, delulu. Let's just move right along to Beck. Will they expose Amberlynn? Does anyone here care? Is Kermit my husband? Somebody said that in the comment section. I think that was great.
My husband!
Okay. So this is what Beck posted on their community page post, okay? Hope everyone is safe with all this snow and ice and Kermits everywhere. Just too many Kermits. No, they didn't say that. I said that. Made it to work, but barely. Please be careful, Beck. Everybody out there, please stay safe. Okay. I'm off this weekend, so here's the question. Would you all want a Q&A live or a video of either movie reviews, this box session I did, haven't uploaded, or something else? If you want a Q&A, just drop your questions here. Hope everyone is safe today. Happy Friday. Beck, everybody wants you to expose Anne Boleyn. I get it that that's probably what? No longer going to happen? That's fine. Look at the top comment, okay? I'm just speaking for the community, and Kermit's everywhere. Beck, I think you know what we want. This is the top comment, 287 likes. Okay. In general, during this process, I usually say, because we've been dealing with this for a long time, right? I usually say, hey, I totally understand that Beck has gone through a tremendous amount of, emotional hurt and tremendous amount of trauma dating Anne Boleyn, because Anne Boleyn's so amazing. So I understand if they just don't want to share anything and just go do your channel. And I still, to be fair, understand that, everybody has different passions, and clearly it's not Anne Boleyn. So you know what? Go and do your channel and do your lives and do your Q&As and do your, like Kermit got haunted by a rose or whatever. Just do your channel the way you want to. And let me put it to you this way. Amber should not be Beck's future life, because people need to heal and move on. So that's why I say, hey, I totally understand. Go and do your channel. Enjoy. I mean, I like lives. I think anything can happen during a live stream. That all being said, despite me, y'all know that I'm very much so for Beck's healing and moving on. Okay. I'm just talking about the reality of the situation. What is actually going on? What is actually going on is that, to be 100% fair here, the community is beyond interested in Beck discussing Amberlynn, okay, and their time together. And Beck said in the last live that they were thinking about doing the interview with Mr. Snowflake. Perhaps that's not going to happen anymore. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe Amberlynn is looking for somebody to take her to Target and has now gone ahead on the internet and threatened pretty much everybody to think that she said, well, Beck is going to give their version of the truth, trying to say that pretty much all her exes are lying. She highly implied that Casey was lying when he exposed her, and that Beck will be lying. So Amber's already done her damage control. We weren't expecting anything but the least from Anne Boleyn. Point here is this: people will continue to want for Beck to talk a little bit, give us a little bit of juicy drama about Anne Boleyn. And last live I saw, Beck seemed like they were interested in doing it in a tasteful, non-inappropriate way. And I just have to say, I respect that. I do. But I believe that people should get what they put out, and people should get how they treat you. They should get that back. Do y'all think that Anne Boleyn did anything tasteful with Beck when Amber was constantly degrading Beck in various different ways? Talking about their looks, being inappropriate, lying about them, stealing all of the money that was owed to them for the live streams. Do you think that that was, tastefully done? Probably not. My point here is this.
My husband.
I don't know if Beck has changed their mind. If they're not going to do the interview, that's fine. If that's the case with Mr. Snowflake, whatever y'all want to do is fine with me. It is unrealistic. This is just, I don't care either way. From the community's side, from the community's point of view, it is incredibly unrealistic to assume and expect for no one to ever again ask questions about Amber. I've said it before, this channel is a repeating channel. My brand is to repeat. Oh, by the way, some of you have asked me, where's the repeating guy? He's right here. Problem is, I'm now doing this thing with the situation audio type deal that I'm trying to get my audio as good as possible. Okay, so maybe you don't hear an echo of Kermit's everywhere. So when I do that, repeating guy has not been heard for a long time because when he tries to record, we can't. I'm having technical difficulties with my repeating guy. That's the only time you're ever going to hear that on the internet. But
Oh, because it could happen.
everybody wants Anne Boleyn to be exposed, and that's what this community lives for. That is my personal opinion, and that's what I think. And I understand everything that Beck is saying. You want to be tasteful, maybe you don't want to do it, whatever the case may be. But my advice, if you don't want to do the interview, and this is what I've said before, is give interviews on your own channel. Interview yourself. Answer the questions that people have that you're willing to answer, that you're comfortable answering. You'll always be comfortable and respectful. And just give it out little by little. Like the fact that Beck said that the FBI Frank story was a blatant lie. And the Pride story that Amber told was a blatant lie why she didn't go to Pride. My point here is this. Do whatever's best for you, Beck. If you feel that you want to just answer some questions sometimes on Amber, like I said, Amber will be permanently in fear. Imagine Beck coming on here multiple times a year, and Amber never knows when Beck comes on here and exposes Amber little by little to, put it out for dramatic effect. Indefinitely, Amber. That's what Amber really should be getting. I don't think that anyone, people just put it out there, expose her, boom, it goes away. No. How about you never know where it's coming from, how long it's going to be, indefinitely. Like, okay, even a broken Kermit buys a clock sometimes. What I'm trying to say, I don't know what that meant. I think the sad part is I think some people knew what I meant. My point here is this. I'm dumb, but I'm not wrong here. I think that it would be phenomenal if Beck would just come out and expose Amber little by little, indefinitely, because that's something that Amber cannot circumvent. Amber Lynn, honey, go on the internet and highly imply that Beck is lying again. And by the way, I find that in the poorest of taste, and I take offense to the idea that whenever anyone, let me just put it to you this way. Amber Lynn always says that she's not a liar, right? Even though she's made content stating that she is, and she was caught in many, many lies. But whenever any of her exes comes out and exposes her, like Destiny, Casey, and Beck, oh, they're the liar. Rinse, lather, delulu. Anyways, moving right along, I wanted to talk about something that I've been seeing for a long time, and I wonder if anyone has ever thought about this. I think that I'm in a unique Kermit position to look at situations from, like, not just the perspective of, being a secret frog or anything, but basically, like, how differently Foodie Beauty versus Amber Lynn, how they put out their content. Like, we just spent a while listening to me babble and annoy you about how Anne Boleyn is missing and, in my opinion, doesn't really care so much for the audience versus what she's doing versus Foodie Beauty. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, I know that Foodie Beauty is living in a country that is on a different time zone than, for example, the United States or Canada, never mind other countries, okay?
I'm so broken and lonely.
And so it is understandable that when Foodie Beauty puts out her content, her live streams, and her videos, she is doing it on her time, which is, again, understandable, okay? There's many things you could come for the girls for, but just stay with me on this, okay? So let's say she's putting things out when it's like nighttime for her or whatever, and it's like morning for the reaction channels, or vice versa. It really doesn't matter. I've seen that Foodie Beauty does her live streams. It's nighttime for her, but it's early for the United States. This is incredibly vital to reaction channels. Just stay with me here, okay? Basically, what Foodie Beauty does by doing that is ensures that the majority of the reaction channels and anyone that makes videos about her has enough content to possibly last the next 2 days. Versus Anne Boleyn. We've talked about this here before.
You make me so tired and you drain me.
Amber Lynn puts out videos, in my opinion, with reaction channels in mind to try to spite them, which is completely irrelevant. We've also discussed this here before, because people will re-upload your stuff, Amber Lynn. The few people that do still make videos, like right after you make your video, they'll re-upload it in the middle of the night right away. It doesn't work, but Amber doesn't care. Basically, Amber, for years, put out her videos at night, late at night. It's all pre-recorded for her. So she was doing that to spite the reaction channels. I'm reminded of a sonnet by Anne Boleyn Shakespeare. One time she was raging about Oh Lordy, It's Geordie. And she was saying how, oh, well, he and the other reaction channels are just waiting for me to post my content so you can make yours, and it's not fair. First of all, Geordie has done very well for himself with other types of content. So, Amber, go stick a Kermit somewhere, okay? But the point of the story is that Amberlynn has demonstrated for years, even by that comment alone, but it's in her energy, it's in her vibe. You could just feel it. It's palpable. That she posts content to spite the reaction channels, to make it the most inopportune time, the hardest time. She posts her content on purpose. To me, it doesn't matter because I just do my work in the mornings. But for her, she posts her content to spite the reaction channels, Amberlynn. It's always done at a time, usually 90% it's done at a time when it would be inconvenient for the reaction channels to make a video that day about it. That way she can soak up the views. Even when Amberlynn posts at 4 or 6 o'clock, even though, like I said, some people will re-upload in the next few hours, for the majority of people that are making videos about Amberlynn, they can't do it in the middle of the day. People have work, people have lives, and a lot of people just don't work like that at night, okay? Some do. Like I said, it doesn't really affect the Amberlynn community, but I know, like, this is just my opinion. It's so palpable. I could feel it. Amberlynn posts her content at very specific times. She used to post for years at night, and now she posts like between 4 and 6 on purpose to make sure that the majority of people, some do, of course, the majority of people cannot re-upload her content, and she soaks up all the views. She can schedule her video to go out at any time, at 1 p.m., at 2 p.m. She chooses the later times. Amber said already before, it's all scheduled. It's obvious, okay? I think when Amberlynn makes her content, she does it with reaction channels in mind to spite the reaction channels, even to her own detriment. We've talked about this before. Amberlynn would post videos late at night, and I would say, what is the sense of doing that? If you're posting your videos, she used to post like at 9 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, at 7 o'clock. You're not giving yourself the entire day to get the views. Never mind that in my personal experience, and I've said this before, you get paid differently at night. You just do, and that's all I'll say. It's common sense. Also, Amberlynn would not give herself the entire day for the video to be pushed out and watched. Why? My opinion is, since she's scheduling it out for any time of day, she's purposely picking, she used to pick for years, very late at night. Now she's picking 4, 6 o'clock to spite the reaction channels, even to her own detriment of not getting enough views. But it's very interesting that Foodie Beauty is doing the opposite of that. Okay, if you look at Chantal, she usually posts as far as pretty early in the United States. She sometimes posts 2 videos in a live stream. This ensures that everybody that talks about Foodie Beauty can get their work done in a timely manner within that day, that they have work for the day. My point here is this. Do you think that Foodie Beauty doesn't know that? She does know that. She simply doesn't care. What I'm trying to get at, it's very interesting how different Amber and Chantal are as people when it comes to the reaction channels. They both don't like them. But why isn't Foodie Beauty just scheduling out her stuff? Sometimes she does that, rarely, but she usually doesn't. She usually just posts when she's awake. It's not scheduled out, usually, unless she's traveling. And it's done so at her leisure when she's awake and when it's morning in the United States, where the majority of the reaction channels are from. Because she, as much as she doesn't like reaction channels, in my opinion, she only cares about her wants, her desires. It's so odd that she wouldn't just schedule out all her stuff or just go live at a different time. That's not good for the reaction channels, because she only is caring about her desires, her needs. She won't even schedule it out. She just wants to post when she's awake, right? But that's a positive and allows the reaction channels to work more. Whereas Amberlynn will literally go against her own benefits and will do things to spite her own views just to stick it to the reaction channels. That's the difference between Amber and Foodie Beauty. And I just thought that it was so amazing to me because they both rage about reaction channels, but one person, I know that this may sound strange, but the person that's really obsessed with reaction channels isn't the person that's constantly talking about them. Foodie Beauty rages and doesn't like reaction channels. But you ever heard of this? Basically, when everything is so deeply out in the open, right? She does so everything out in the open and she rages about them. But when it really matters, Chantal is doing whatever she wants, and she doesn't care how she's helping the reaction channels by posting all her content early in the morning. While Amberlynn doesn't talk about reaction channels as much, but behind the scenes is doing everything to even spite herself just so she can spite the reaction channels. and interfere with their work. Never mind how many people Amberlynn has gotten rid of and tried to get rid of, like Apathetic Facts. And in my opinion, she reported, Sinatra says, in my opinion, and never mind that this goes all the way back to her trying to mess with the channel CXNT. They always say that Amberlynn is a slow burn, while Foodie Beauty is like right in front of you, giving out drama. Look, the closer you come up to someone, the less you'll see. Foodie Beauty is doing it like all out there in the open. She's raging about reaction channels in every live stream. She's, giving you everything you want, and she's basically posting so that the reaction channels, in my opinion, have more content so that she could rage about them. And it's a mutually beneficial financial situation. Amberlynn is doing everything behind the scenes, but really what she's doing is making sure that she would rather lose out on her own views. She's posting 6 p.m. She's just removed the majority of the day's views just to stick it to the reaction channel. So, I don't know, Amber. Beck will still expose you. Rinse, lather, Delulu, Kermit, repeat. Thoughts, comments, questions, please leave it in the Kermits and dislikes down below. What do you think of this video? Let me know. All right, that's all I had to say about this topic. I wish everyone mentioned today all the best. Thank you so much for watching today. I appreciate being here. If you enjoyed today's video, please check out this video that's popping up here. You may enjoy it, you may not enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, go make your voice heard. Dislike the video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. See you next time. Bye. What's your name? Fred? Do you know Amberlynn Reed? Do not try to come up to me and attack. Hey, look, all of Amberlynn's fans. Hey, don't attack. Do not attack. You threw nuts at me? Excuse me, sir. You watch YouTube? You monetized under the new guidelines? Excuse me, do not try to attack just because I'm asking you about Amberlynn Reed. Sir. Ah, you've been watching Foodie Beauty. Look at this guy. Excuse me, I'm going to expose you on YouTube so bad. Look at him. He's been exposed. He's been exposed for requesting mukbangs. It's okay. Excuse me, have you been asking Amberlynn out on dates and then catfishing her and then ghosting her? This is the squirrel that ghosted Amberlynn. See? Come right up to me and admit it. Step right up and admit you ghosted Amberlynn. You ghosted Amberlynn. Look at this. Ghosting Amberlynn right in front of our eyes. Oh, maybe it was you that ghosted Amber.